Alright, so what's going on, guys? Arifureta, episode 9, Dragon Slayer. We're back at it. Here we go. Alright, so this episode's pretty straightforward. They gotta go to a mountain, save a dude, and destroy a dragon. End of episode. Oh, the review is over. Okay, I'll go into more details than that. Alright, so Hajime, Shia, and Yue have to destroy this dragon. This dragon destroyed all this dude's comrades, so they have to avenge him. They were hired to do this job, so they will do the job. So the dragon shows up, and they start fighting this guy. Well, it's not a guy, it's actually a girl. And I gotta say, first and foremost, this battle between the dragon and Hajime, mostly Hajime. I mean, Yue and Shia kind of help, but it's mostly a battle with Hajime. It is just absolutely atrocious. Starting with the animation, they got this clunky, rigid, non-fluid 3D aesthetic that looks blocky and just, it doesn't blend with the 2D characters whatsoever. It's so off-putting and the juxtaposition is so weird. I don't know who decided that was a good idea. I guess they decided, you know what? Drawing a dragon by hand is a pain in the ass. Let's just do a 3D animation. We're not going to put any resources into it. Just do the outlines, put some colors, and some teeth, and call it a day. This thing just looks awful. My God, it's offensive to look at. I mean, every time they had a still shot of this thing, I was like, it's just getting worse and worse. It was so bad. And then the action was none so better. There was no sort of battle strategy in the battle between the two. They start off in a very unoriginal fashion. The dragon, starts powering up with its mouth. It's got this special beam cannon, not to be confused with Piccolo's special beam cannon. That's what it's called, right? Special beam cannon? Man, Dragon Ball really didn't have original names for its attacks either. Well, I guess the Kamehameha is pretty cool. Anyway, the freaking dragon's got a power beam coming out of its mouth. It shoots it at Hajime, and he's defending it for what seems like an eternity. I mean, he's sitting there, everyone's freaking out, and he's just sitting there, and the dragon's just shooting a power beam. They then have a Dragon Ball-esque power battle where the dragon is in the air, shooting down at Hajime, kind of like Vegeta shooting at Goku in their original battle in Dragon Ball Z in the Saiyan arc, or some of you might say Saiyan, you know what I'm saying? And Hajime, shoots a blast right up at the dragon, and they have this little battle. Shia and Yue get involved as well. They try to help out, but they're not really too helpful. And then the battle continues. Hajime starts firing his guns, and when he's firing his gun, he's not even looking through his scope. And there's one scene that's absolutely hilarious where he's pointing his guns and look like two different directions. And I'm thinking to myself, is he shooting one at the dragon and just shooting one off into the trees? Or what is he doing? There's no way, unless this dragon is 5 or 10 feet in front of him, there's no way both of these shots are hitting this dragon. There was no sort of battle strategy in this battle whatsoever. It was just all sort of gung-ho, I'm gonna kill you, look at my powerful blast, look at the cool purple blast beam aesthetics, ignore the terrible 3D animation of the dragon. It was so basic. It's the sort of fight that like 2 5-year-olds would imagine having. So it makes you wonder what the animation staff is actually thinking. Like, they couldn't think of anything original. They couldn't talk to Togashi from Yu Yu Hakusho or Hunter x Hunter and get some ideas on how to implement like simple fighting strategies or some unique stratagems that would keep the viewer on the edge of their seats and like ask yourself, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? No, this is Dragon Ball level fighting, but with none of the entertainment. It's just, it feels very generic as compared to Dragon Ball. And then eventually Hajime gets this thing lying on its back right where he wants it. Little does he know, he punches it right in the stomach, and then he shoves a metal rod right up its anus. I'm not kidding. He shoves a metal rod up its anus. And what makes it worse is that they find out that this is a female dragon. And as she's losing her mana, she's like, I don't want to be embarrassed. My life's going to end. I'm going to turn into a human and I'm going to have this huge rod shoved up my anus and everyone's going to see it. So she's like, please take it out for me. So Hajime does it. Before he does it, he punches it a few times. I mean, he's just like punching this rod up her ass. I mean, he's just giving stroke after stroke. I mean, I'm surprised that he was actually able to contain himself here. I'm surprised he didn't just splooge right on the spot. Anyway, he takes out the rod. Turns out that the dragon girl actually enjoyed it. She's a masochist. She was having pleasure from this rod. Oh, I forgot. When she had the rod up her ass, she was talking about how some sort of evil magician or bad guy put a spell on her, and that's what turned her evil. I guess she's not really an evil dragon that attacked that dude's comrades. She was being manipulated by someone. So now their new quest is that they gotta find this guy and stop him. And now Hajime has got another girl to come along with his harem. His harem is slowly but surely building, and that is exactly what we were expecting out of an isekai, now weren't we? In terms of the enjoyment, I gotta say, I mean, the episode's pretty awful, the plot is terrible, the characters are so vacuous, they don't even resemble humans in any sort of meaningful fashion, the action is terrible, and the animation is godright awful. However, there were considerable moments I was laughing my ass off in this episode. Some ironically, some unironically. But, in my book, a laugh is a laugh. So, if you're laughing your ass off just because of how bad it is, I think you could call that a win. I think you could even say you might have enjoyed it a little bit. Anyway, I think we'll leave it there for now. I don't want to go into too much more detail, but we'll catch you on the flip side.